Today I'm going to talk about administering insulin to your pets and specifically the difference between the Vetsulin insulin and regular insulin. So this is Vetsulin insulin. This one is going to be different than the other types of insulins that might be prescribed to your pet. And the reason for that is this is actually a different type of suspension that does need to be shaken prior to use. So when you do get it, you'll get it in a box like this. You'll go ahead and take the vial out. It will look like this when you take it out of the box. You do need to shake it quite aggressively. And so the reason for that is you do want to create a kind of milky, frothy suspension, and then after that you'll wait for the bubbles to kind of go away, and then at that point it will be safe to go ahead and use for your pet. You do want to shake it prior to every use, and that's just to make sure that it is the appropriate suspension. So then so we'll shake this new vial, and then once it's ready, then what you'll do is you do have to use a there's two different types of syringes, so the U1 or U40 syringe versus the U100, and it will tell you specifically on the bottle of insulin, so the 40 units, and this is what this syringe is for. So depending on how many units is prescribed to your pet, you'll go ahead and take the syringe out of the package, and so this will tell you this is 5 units, 10 units, 15, and 20. So let's say that my little friend here was prescribed 2 units subcutaneously. So you'll insert the needle into the rubber stopper, and you'll pull back with this white part here, so this plunger, and you can kind of see the solution going into the syringe. Then you'll push back up. So we want 2. So this second line here, so we have 1, 2, and so that'll be 2 units of insulin. So you'll go ahead and pull that out, and then at this point you'll put the cap back on the needle so you don't poke yourself, and then you'll take your pet, and usually you'll want to administer it somewhere around their shoulders. So you'll just kind of pinch up their skin, and it'll form this little triangle type thing, and if you poke right here, then that's where you're going to give the insulin. So you'll go ahead and take the cap off, and then you'll be holding your pet, pinch here, and then you're going to hold the needle or the syringe like a dart, and you're going to poke under the skin. And then what you'll do is once the needle's in, you will pull back to make sure you don't get any blood, and as long as there's no blood, then you'll go ahead and inject the insulin under the skin. And then at that point, you administered your insulin, and you guys are done until your next dose.